Good morning. Pete Bresnak with Air Center Incorporated, representing Kaeser air compressors on the proper startup procedure of your Kaeser air compressor. So in the morning, when you come to take a look at the air compressor to start it up, you want to verify that you have power at your disconnect. And when you verify that, you will see the green lightning bolt on top of the controller. That'll verify that the proper power is there. Before you go and start the air compressor, you have to verify and make sure that all your isolation valves are open. When you verify that all those valves are open, you may then proceed to press the start button right there. And you will see the green light illuminate on the button, and also the display screen will start up. Depending on if the pressure is higher or lower will dictate if the machine comes on or off. If you have any red lights, that is an alarm shutdown. You have a maintenance light or a warning light, which will be yellow. That will come on if the compressor is getting warm or if there's a problem with the air dryer or the machine's not making air. If you have a problem where the machine shuts off in motor overload or high temperature, you will get a red shutdown light, which you will have to correct the problem and reset the alarm and try again. So that is the proper startup procedure of the machine when you go to start up in the morning. Now we have the door off. With the door off, the compressor will not run because we have a safety interlock switch. So basically, when the door is off, you can't run the compressor. You can only check your checkpoints, as in belts, oil level, etc. So we'll start with when the door is off. The first thing that I generally like to check is the oil level, which is right here. There should always be fluid in the sight glass. As long as there's fluid anywhere in this glass, you're okay to run the compressor. Now, when you run the compressor, sometimes you will see the oil level drop below the sight glass. That is okay, but you probably are going to have to add some oil to it real soon. And by adding the oil would be up here on this gauge here. You unscrew it here. This gauge is just here for your safety. Make sure there's no pressure there. So when you shut it down, you verify that there's no pressure, and you can add oil through here until the sight glass is filled. Right here is your serpentine belt. You have a belt tensioner indicator right here. This pin is usually down at the bottom or in the middle, and that'll tell you if your belt is starting to loosen. The pin will start to go up. When the pin starts to get 3/4 to the top, you want to loosen up the adjustment screw, tighten it up, and that pin will go right back down to where it needs to be. Your oil filter is right here. When you shut it off, you can unscrew it like your regular normal oil filter. You won't have to worry about oil dripping down because all the oil drips back into it. Up here you have your air filter. So on your periodic checks, if you want to come and take the air filter off, you just pop these clips off, pull the air filter out, you can blow it out, you can replace it. These motors have no maintenance grease fittings on, so they have sealed bearings, so you don't have to worry about greasing them. This has a, what we call a T package, which is a refrigerated dryer option. So it goes from the compressor to the dryer to the tank. There is a green indicator right here through this. You have a blue, a green, and a red. You always want to be in the green when it's running. Also, there is a fan here with a condenser. That fan is always going to be running when the compressor is running and the refrigeration unit's running. We always want to make sure that that condenser is always staying clean. You also have a test drain on the bottom. You can at any time press the test button and check to make sure that the moisture is being removed from your air. You also have another drain on the bottom, which you can also check to make sure that there's no water in. Now, there should be absolutely no water in this tank because it's designed to be a dry tank. It's supposed to be the treated air after the air system. So as the air is coming out of the tank dry, comes up through the piping, and over here you have a line filter element. That'll take any oil, particulates, anything that might be in the air piping out so we don't contaminate anything down in the piping. You can put the door back on. Once you put the door back on, you'll see a red light. You hit the reset button twice, then you'll be allowed to start it and you'll be good to go to run. some more further checks on this unit on a daily basis at the end of the week, depending on the environment. We also want to look at the pre-filters. These come out like this. Check the condition, blow them out, wash them out if necessary. You have a radiator right here. We call it a cooler because it does oil and air. It can either be vacuumed out or blown out with it not running, of course. And then you can put the new clean filter back on. We also have a cabinet filter, which is right here for the electrical cabinet. Air gets sucked in through here to keep the electrical components cool. You want to verify that the filter material is clean. And after it's clean, you can put it right back on. We also have a little opening right here where the air gets drawn through to cool the motor. Air gets drawn through here, so there's a fan wheel in there, and sometimes dirt builds up on the fan wheel. You need to make sure that's all clean. You can blow that out with compressed air, with it off, of course. You also have your air filter inlet right here. You want to make sure you have no restrictions, nothing blocking this opening, because this is what goes right into the air filter, which sucks right into the machine. This part here is your refrigeration unit part right here. This is the air inlet, and it blows out the top. You want to make sure there's no restrictions here. Inside there's a condenser. You want to make sure that condenser is free and clear. You want to blow that out also. You want to verify that it's clean up here. Nobody lays anything up on top, because this is where the exhaust air comes in. So if you put something there, the unit will not be able to breathe properly. And also, we want to talk about the drain down here. This drain right here, down at the bottom, is for the air tank. Now, like I said before, the tank is dry. There should not be any moisture in that tank or out of that drain. If you start to see if there's any moisture in there, we might have a problem with the refrigeration unit, or there's a problem with buildup of water, the drain not working properly, etc. I also want to add that all of these replacement elements, filter mats, oil filters, air filter, and oil, are all genuine Kaeser parts. To maintain the warranty and proper operation of this unit, you want to make sure you use genuine Kaeser parts and genuine Kaeser oil. And that should be it.